my cuddlebugs, it's me, Marie, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be cooking some yummy ooey gooey lasagna my way. So come on along and let's get this party started. Right, first things first, let's get down to the ingredients. So of course you're going to need your 12 by 13 pan or 9 by 13 pan or a 10 by 9 by 12. You're going to need your oven mitt. You're going to need some kind of pan to brown the beef in. You're going to need about 1 pound of beef, or you can use 2 if you like extra beef, but I'm actually just cooking half of this for this lasagna. 2 eggs. This is about 3 cups of cheese. Half of it is mozzarella, half of it's Munster. There we go. Oven ready lasagna. Noodles, no boil we're going with. About 1 shallot diced, Italian herb and garlic seasoning, and also some garlic because you can never go wrong with some more extra garlic, extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, parsley flakes, cottage cheese, about 15 ounces of this. This is 24, so we won't use quite all of it, and if we do, that's okay. And then 1 jar of Rayo's homemade marinara sauce. So let's go ahead and start preheating our oven to 350 and get started on our beef.
All right, guys, let's get started by adding our extra virgin olive oil to our pan, as much or as little as you would like, but I'd recommend just coating the bottom, especially if you have a less fatty beef that you are using. I was on the struggle bus here, don't mind me. Once you get your olive oil into your pan, you're gonna go ahead and add your shallots and basically just fry them until they turn translucent, which usually takes 1 to 2 minutes. After that, you're going to go ahead and you are going to grab your measuring device if you like, or I like to just measure with my heart. So I'm adding some of the Italian herb garlic and then, of course, regular garlic, and we're going to go ahead and saute that. Now, I'm a garlic lover, so if you are too, just measure with your soul, baby. Anyway, go ahead and saute those all together just for another couple minutes so everything is fragrant and ready to roll to the next step. It smells so good at this point. All right, now you're gonna add in your beef. So go ahead and add in that pound of beef, or pound and a half, whatever you're using, or 2 pounds, and get that to start browning. You wanna make it nice and minced up. Some people do like to leave their beef chunky. I wanted to show you guys that I did use a pretty lean ground beef, and that is why I added a little extra oil to make sure that everything gets all browned up and ready to roll for our lasagna. All right, this is me adding the pink Himalayan sea salt and some pepper in there. I love these, they're from Costco. So keep browning up your meat. You want to make sure there's no pink left. I'm going to incorporate everything into there, so make sure it's all evenly cooked. I am using a wok for this because this is actually the only larger cooking pan that I own at this point, and I love the wok. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and add your parsley. Now, I opened this parsley and I was like, okay, let's shake a shake, but that wasn't good enough for me. We got to add in more. I measure with my heart and my soul, y'all. Go ahead and brown that all up. All right, guys, now that it's brown, let's move on to the next steps. Here I am showing you just that you don't want any pink. It should look like this. All right, now that we have our beef ready, we're gonna move on to our little cheese mixture. And right now, my cottage cheese is just a little milky at the top, so I'm just giving it a little quick stir. And again, we're using about 15 ounces of this. If you wanna use more, go ahead, use the whole dang thing. That's all right. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this out. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put maybe a half a cup of cheese into this cheese mixture because it just kind of incorporates nicely, and that's just kind of how I learned growing up. I'm gonna go ahead and add my parsley to my soul and my heart's desire. You can do the same. It's your recipe at this point. Let's zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit better. Let's go ahead and salt and pepper to taste. You can kind of guesstimate based off your liking how much salt and pepper you want or need. Now we're gonna go ahead and crack the 2 eggs. Now I don't know why I cracked 2 eggs, but I know from growing up that my grandma always cracked 2 eggs into her cheese mixture. So I did the same. If you're using ricotta, you might not want to crack the eggs, but my grandma, she did use cottage cheese. So we cracked our egg. All right, you guys, so we're gonna take a spoon and start folding in all the ingredients you just placed into your cottage cheese. You're gonna wanna kind of chop up that egg, just get it fully incorporated. Now, as I'm showing, you could use a whisk, but I don't wanna dirty something else. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fold in the ingredients into our cottage cheese mixture and call it a day. You can do whatever you want. Adding a pinch more cheese in because it just didn't look cheesy enough. And that's gonna run me into a problem later in the recording where you're gonna want more cheese than previously discussed. But that's okay because we're cheese heads here, right? Even if you're not, don't worry. You can always add more cheese to your soul's liking. All right, guys, time to get artsy fartsy. Just joking, time to build the lasagna. Go ahead and coat your pan with olive oil and go ahead and spread around with a napkin unless you have Crisco or if you have, you know, some kind of baking spray. I don't, and I have a very old pan from my grandma. It's Pyrex, so I went ahead and did that. Anyways, get you a good coat of some of your sauce at the bottom of your pan. Go ahead and spread this out. I decided that I need a bit more sauce than that, but I always like to start with just a little just to see where I'm at. And I'm kind of just showing how I shake the pan around and try to get a little even coat at the bottom. And this is really important because your noodles that are no-boil noodles are going to cook with the water that's in the sauce. Okay, so here we go. See how that noodle wouldn't fit quite across, so I'm going I guess horizontally across the pan at this point from this angle. And I am placing 3 noodles and then 1 at the top and just kind of evenly spacing them out. All right, go ahead and start layering up. First, I add the cheese onto the noodles so that it sticks to the noodles. And then I add our cottage cheese mixture. And you want to just go ahead and sprinkle it around, smear it around, however you want to make it as pretty and fancy as you want or as jaggedy as you'd like. It's really up to you. Then you're going to go ahead and add your layer of beef here. Just coat it as evenly as you can because you want every mouthful to be full of deliciousness, right? Add a little bit more cheese. Then you're going to go ahead and add more noodles. Now you'll see as I go, I vary with the sauce placement and it's just kind of up to you. Should have put a little sauce on before that? Maybe, but I didn't, and I didn't die. You won't either. Here I'm showing you, you could add those extra noodles into the center if you were worried about there not being enough noodles, but trust me, there's plenty of noodle. So let's go ahead and keep layering this baby up. And you can see as I go along that I'm just trying to make things as even as possible, but nothing has to be even. It's lasagna, you guys. You do want to make sure that if there's any oil left in your pan, which there was for me because I used olive oil, that you kind of just scoop around the oil. You don't need the extra oil, but if you want it, sure, why not? Look how gorgeous this is looking, y'all. This is our final layer. So exciting. And on your final layer, it's really up to you if you want to add the meat on the top of it. I had more meat left on the side, so I went ahead and I just made a full extra layer here. As you can see, I was running out of cheese. I was running out of cottage cheese, but that is okay because there's plenty throughout, I promise you. And what we're gonna do here at the end is add the rest of our sauce. And then I decided, oh gosh, I gotta get more cheese on this thing. So I went ahead and I just went and off camera, I grated more cheese so I could have the final coat be some amazing mozzarella and Munster cheese. All right, now you guys can see that I have enough cheese on there. It's gonna be nice and cheesy. And again, we love some cheese here. So here we are. We're gonna go pop this baby into the oven at 350, and it's gonna be in the oven for about 45 minutes.
Ooh, I was getting warm, guys, but I have the lasagna in the oven. You need to put it at about 45 minutes at 350, and then check it at 45 minutes. And if it needs a little longer, cook a little longer. This is what it looks like so far. It's been about 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, she's looking gorgeous. All right, you guys, she's done. You're gonna wanna let it sit for about 10 minutes.
And for me, 45 minutes is perfect. Look how gorgeous and cheesy this lasagna is. Yum, ready to serve.
All right, guys, and just for you, I will go ahead and take the first bite here. That is so good. Get some. Follow me for more recipes.